Hello everyone and welcome to another one of our videos. Today I'm going to be doing a review of the version 2 G2 headlights from the company called LASFIT. I've done a lot of videos on their products in the past. I really love the stuff that they manufacture. It seems to be pretty high quality items. They do really nice custom fit items for applications like this. This G2 bulb is a Volkswagen specific bulb, and it's really nice that a company actually manufactures a bulb for a pretty niche application like this. So I'm not sure if this is full retail packaging or not. This is an early sample of this bulb, or at least an early model of this bulb. I'm not sure if it's fully released yet or not, but this is what the packaging looks like that I received. Open it up, and you have the bulbs as well as some gaskets in here. I'm not sure if these gaskets are necessarily going to be needed. On the old version of these bulbs, they weren't. They just dropped in and installed. They didn't come with any extra gaskets or anything like that. But you can see this is what the brand new bulb looks like. So it's got their branding on it. It's got your typical LED chips on either side of the bulb. And what's nice about this one is two things over the previous version, at least two things that I can note from the mechanical design of the bulb. One is the heatsink being exposed as opposed to having basically a metal shroud around it. And second is the addition of these tabs. I had a lot of input from viewers on my past video on the version 1 of these bulbs that the bulbs were hard to turn into place. And I guess LASFIT watched my videos and saw those comments, and they came out with a version that has tabs, so it's a lot easier to kind of twist and lock into place in the car. So I'm going to go grab one of my version 1 bulbs just to show you a side-by-side comparison, and then I'm going to go ahead and go out to the car, show you how to install these suckers in a Volkswagen, in my case a 2015 Volkswagen Passat, and I will give you my thoughts on what the light quality is that they produce. So to continue, this is one of the version 1 bulbs, and this is one of the version 2 bulbs. So as you can see, this one has a little bit more heatsink surface area compared to the version 1. If you just look at them side by side, the version 1 heatsink doesn't go up quite as far, and the part that goes up into this cap is enclosed within that cap, which may or may not impede heat dissipation. I can't say for certain because I haven't done any thermal analysis on this, but theoretically that could be a benefit of this newer design. And in addition to that, like I said, it has the tabs on the back. So these old versions, they had no way to turn them in. Basically, whenever you were installing the lights, you'd have to put them into the headlight housing like that, and you'd have to rotate it into place using this back smooth housing. And while not super difficult if you have rubber gloves on, it's not the easiest thing in the world to do if your hands are slick, or if you happen to get something on here, or if you're trying to turn it with, say, a cloth or something along those lines. It's virtually impossible because it's pretty stiff to turn this bulb and lock it into place. So that's basically the differences between these two bulbs. And again, like I said, these new ones also seem to come with some rubber gaskets as well. It looks like the old style has a little bit thicker of a gasket than this new style has pre-installed. So I might end up having to use one of these, which appears to be the exact same thickness as on the old bulb, but we'll see. So I'm going to go ahead and go out to the car, pull out the version 1 bulbs that I have installed in it right now, throw the version 2s in, show you how to do that, and we'll get some idea of what the difference is in as far as light quality go. Alrighty, so I'm here at the front passenger side of my 2015 Passat. So the headlight is right here, and the front of the headlight is right here. You should be able to tell that on camera. I'm just pointing that out in case you can't. Installing the headlight is really easy. I've already pulled the old one out. But basically there's a cover. Unfortunately, I can't get a good enough camera angle for you to see it, but this is the high beam cover right here. It's just a rubber boot cover with some tabs on it. All you have to do is pull that off, pull out your old bulb, so you turn counterclockwise, looking at the bulb from the back side. So counterclockwise, bulb should twist about a quarter turn, come right out, and in order to install the new bulb, you simply need to reach in to the area in which the bulb gets installed, get it set into place, and then twist and lock it. So everything's installed. It's that easy. What I'm going to do now is take you around to the front of the car and show you what it looks like as a side-by-side comparison with the version 2 over here on the passenger side versus version 1 over on the driver's side. Alright, so here's what the finished product looks like with the side-by-side comparison. So on the left-hand side over there, we have the version 2 bulb, and on the right-hand side, we have version 1. In person, and I think on camera it's represented fairly well, you can see that the version 1 bulb on the right is slightly bluer than the version 2 on the left. Personally, I prefer a whiter bulb as opposed to blue. I don't really like the blue tint, so I think I'm going to leave the version 2 bulbs in this car, even though I have a working pair of version 1s. Aside from that, I can't really see any difference in brightness. So if you already have a pair of version 1 bulbs that are working perfectly fine, I don't know if I would recommend replacing them, at least until they fail. But definitely if you're looking at buying the bulbs brand new and you don't have a pair of LED headlights in your Volkswagen currently, the version 2 would be the way to go if you like the little bit easier installation, and definitely if you like the whiter light as opposed to slightly bluer. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and throw in the other bulb, make sure that everything as far as color goes is consistent between the two, and then I'll give you my final thoughts. I now have both of the headlights installed, the driver's side and the passenger side. Both are switched over to the V2 version. So this is the final shot of what you're going to see if you install these headlights in your car. So a few final thoughts. First, the fans on these are definitely a little bit quieter than the version 1s, which is nice. You can hear the fan noise sometimes over the engine. It's not the most annoying thing in the world, but it's also not the greatest thing in the world either. So the fact that these are quieter is definitely a plus. Second thing, the gaskets. Like I mentioned earlier in the video, these come with a little bit thinner gasket installed compared to the version 1 bulbs. I installed the thicker gasket that came with these new version 2s. The thicker gasket is identical in thickness to the version 1 bulbs, and these fit perfectly just like the version 1 bulbs did, and they seem to seal perfectly. So if you have a 2015 Passat at least, can't vouch for every other Volkswagen application that these fit, definitely the thicker gaskets are the way to go. And finally, the color temperature between the two bulbs is definitely identical. So if you like the bluer side, you might want to go with the version 1s. But if you like the whiter side of the color temperature spectrum, definitely the version 2s seem to be the way to go. So I will definitely keep you updated on these bulbs and their longevity. I'd certainly be able to, or want to be able to expect at least a couple years of operation out of these. So I'll keep you updated in the comments and or video description below to let you know if anything changes with how these work out. But with that, I want to thank you all for watching. Definitely, on first glance, these seem to be a very recommendable product, and I'll see you in the next video.